Good, happy Friday morning, November 16, 2018. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we begin on the storm watch this morning. As you know, we have snow, and it's still snowing in areas of New Hampshire this morning, so it will be a slow morning commute if you can factor in extra time or go in late. With more on the weather report, let's go to meteorologist Mike Haddad to take a look at what the weather will bring for today.
Thank you very much for joining us, Stormwatch 9. Weather on the web tracking the next storm. And this one, the first winter storm for the entire state. Of course, a lot of snow already has fallen in northern areas. Snow overtakes all of the Granite State from south to north during the course of this evening and during the overnight. Northern parts of the state, even the Lakes region, good part of the northern Monadnocks will stay mainly snow. However, farther to the south and east, a freshening onshore wind will change that snow over to a mix and eventually some rain in time for the Friday morning commute. That will cut down on the snow accumulation, or at least whatever we pick up, mat it down somewhat, so the highest tallies will be the farther north and west that you do go. It all wraps up quickly. This is a fast-moving storm, so noon, 1 o'clock at the latest, a lot of the snow and mix or rain to the south will be out of here. Clouds could actually break during the mid to late afternoon before sunset. And then on Saturday, partly sunny central and south, morning snow showers, a few breaks of sun in the afternoon in northern parts of the state. A little bit breezy, but temperatures not all that bad. Mid-30s north and mid-40s in southern New Hampshire. In terms of snowfall, before any possible changeover, 2 to 4 inches far south and east, but Merrimack Valley north and west, generally 4 to 8 inches of snow. The highest amounts in the higher terrain of the Monadnock region, the Lake Sunapee zone, and points north. But in any event, it's certainly going to be slow going on area roadways overnight into Friday morning. Winds beginning to pick up as well. They'll be gusty out of the east, northeast, and eventually northwest at 15 to 30 miles per hour. Possibly a few higher gusts along the coast before the winds go a bit lighter during Friday night. Saturday a bit breezy, but not as gusty as it will be during the day tomorrow. High temperatures, speaking of which, topping off around 30 north to around 40 along the coast. Many checking in the mid-30s. So once again, roads will be slippery for the first time this season in southern parts of the state tonight into early on Friday. It all wraps up by early afternoon. Partly sunny for your Saturday and Sunday. Could be some morning snow showers in the North Country on Saturday. Mild this Saturday, cooler Sunday, mixed showers on Monday, then a dry and colder Tuesday, and big travel day on Wednesday. Right now, looks like some cold turkey out there Thursday morning, but by afternoon, we should be well above freezing.
Okay, and that is a check of your weather for your Friday and for the upcoming weekend from meteorologist Mike Haddad. And we have 100 closings and delays to pass along this morning. If you want to see that complete list, just go to WMUR.com. And now let's take a look at your traffic and see what the roadways look like for this Friday morning for your morning commute. And here's a look at the traffic on this Friday morning. We're seeing a lot of green roadways, and we have a lot of yellow and a lot of red spots, and it's going to be slow going because there are slippery roads from the cold temperatures and from the snow and mixing all over. So take it easy if you need to travel this morning and try to wait until it's all over. But that is a check of your traffic. No major accidents or delays to report this morning. If we get any reports of any accidents, we will be sure to bring it straight to you right here on the Riley King Network. Now let's get to your news. Death of 2 adults in Hooksett investigated. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
911 call came in right around 2:48 this afternoon for 39 Post Road in Hooksett for 2 deceased individuals inside the home. Hooksett police officers responded immediately. The scene was secured, and at this point in time, it's being looked at as an untimely death.
That's when Hannah Laz was getting off the school bus.
We heard a car coming behind us, so we turned around and we saw a police car going really fast. And then a few seconds later, another one came zooming by, and then not too long, another one. And then after that, we saw the fire truck and the ambulance come up, and then we heard police sirens.
The Attorney General's office has labeled their deaths as untimely.
Also, we can say we don't have any indication that there's another individual that's been involved that is missing or somebody that's unaccounted for right now.
Their identities are being withheld as authorities contact family members. As the investigation continues, authorities are looking to the public for help.
If anybody particularly in the neighborhood was around from last night, probably roughly around 10 p.m. Up until this morning, anywhere between, let's say, 10 or 11 a.m., if they saw or made any sort of observations about the home, it's a very residential area. But if they were driving by or made any observations, we are asking them to please call in to the Hooksett Police Department or to New Hampshire State Police and let us know what they may have seen.
Now, police believe that this is just an incident here and that there is no danger to the public. Autopsies are being performed tomorrow. And, of course, as we get details regarding this story, we will bring them to you. Live in Hooksett, Suzanne Rowntree, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Granite Staters deal with first statewide snow of the season. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
This is the first time those of us in southern New Hampshire have seen snow in a while, so let's have a short refresher on how to dress for the conditions. You want to wear a nice boot just like this. It's sturdy, it's great in the snow, you'll make your mother very proud. What you don't do is, don't wear your dress shoes. You're going to ruin your shoes, you're going to upset your mother, don't upset mom. But above all else, do not dress like Jim Lord. Look at this guy, don't be a Jim Lord in his shorts. He's crazy, we love him, but I'm going to have his head examined while we're out here. We did, however, find some people who are ready for the snow. An early taste of winter as the flakes move into New Hampshire. It's lightly falling tonight in Milford, but Ron Codman knows the heavier stuff is coming.
It's going to pick up a shovel. Pretty sure I broke the last one last year.
Did you use it too many times or what?
If I remember correctly, that'd be the case.
Bell Tate's hardware store in Peterborough was the place to be for the essentials.
A lot of prepping ever since the ice storm. People have always been in the mindset of staying prepared.
Angela Heinfelman wasn't expecting she'd have to buy window insulation this early.
Indoor windows to keep the cold out. So Jack Frost is welcome, but a little bit too soon for me, so we're going to keep the cold out as much as possible.
The salt piles are stocked for the season, but one of the challenges of the first statewide storm is there's no salt buildup on the roads.
That hinders a little bit the anti-icing efforts until you can get some salt on the road.
Tomorrow morning's commute expected to be tricky. Drivers are being asked to leave early and be patient.
It's very possible that we will leave some snow on the road if there's a mixture of snow and rain, because we want the snow to absorb the rain and we don't want black ice forming on clear pavement.
This mid-November brush of winter is just confusing for some.
It's been a year of rain and cold, and this just seems I don't even know what the seasons are anymore, to be honest.
The seasons are all just kind of blending together, aren't they? And the other thing to remember when you're in the snow, make sure you have a snow buddy with you. Jim, show him one more time your legs that you got here. He's in his shorts, so I got a nice pair of snow pants for my friend Jim Lord. Wear these and you'll be protected. Here you go, Jim. We're live in Milford. Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Be prepared for winter. Many items tossed in recycling bins end up in landfill. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Amy Cavino.
Better than just throwing it away and putting it in a landfill.
Time for a recycling reality check. A lot of what you put in here, like a used pizza box, is not recycled because it can't be.
A lot of people imagine that there's some magical process that happens in recycling where, you know, like a peanut butter jar that's thrown out is somehow cleaned in the process of getting it from the curb to our recycling center.
Here's what really happens after your mixed stream recycling is picked up. The sorting starts on the conveyor belt, where workers select what items or commodities can be recycled.
We've gotten anything from down the recycling line, from bowling balls to live snakes.
At the end of the line, a rare earth magnet magnetizes the cans, takes the aluminum, and spits them into the aluminum bin. Gravity allows the trash to fall into a separate bin. That's headed for the landfill. So what's really the difference between single-stream recycling and your trash bin?
At this point in time, it's a very small difference because very little of what's going into that recycling barrel has a buyer.
Tony Belanger can talk trash. He's been in the business for 32 years. But it's this year, 2018, when recyclers lost their biggest customer, China. The country used to take it all, no matter how contaminated. But now they'll only accept recycling with a 2 or 3% contamination rate, which Belanger says is simply unachievable, since U.S. plants were never designed to get to that level of purity.
This is not something that anyone should be embarrassed by. It's more of a problem that our industry created.
A new program just unveiled involves grading recyclables. Contaminated boxes, plastics, and glass could get an A, B, or a C grade. A bad grade leads to a conversation with a certain neighborhood or town, and consequences, like leaving unacceptable items right on the curb. Upcharges for rejected recyclables get passed on to the customer. Recyclers say soon there'll be zero tolerance for these in the mixed stream recycling. So what are you supposed to do with them? Throw them in your regular trash or bring them right back to the store and put them in one of these bins. Another no-no? Caps on plastic bottles, or worse yet, plastic bottles with liquid still inside. That's just trash because the people on the line won't open it. It could be hazardous. However, Duncan Watson is optimistic. He boldly predicts 80 to 90% recycling rates someday, all tossed into a single bin.
These sorting systems will be so technologically advanced that they'll be able to properly sort these materials without the quality control aspects that are hindering us right now. It's not happening now, but we're going to get there.
Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A big no-no there. And it also snowed in New York City yesterday and made travel very difficult for their evening commute. Traffic nightmare, snow snarls evening commute. Multiple accidents on the George Washington Bridge. Overcrowded at Port Authority. With more on that, let's take a listen to Eyewitness News, ABC 7 in New York City.
You away. What you bring with you matters. Away makes luggage that works for you, that keeps you moving, keeps you powered, and is yours to keep for life. So you can focus on the big picture and the little moments that get you there. Find your travel uniform at awaytravel.com.
The timing of this storm, Lee couldn't repeat it any more than he did last night. Linked to the commute home, and it was a mess. Huge delays at all major transit hubs like Port Authority. Chaos at the height of the storm, and chaos even later, long after the worst of the storm had passed. Wall to wall, people going nowhere. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim, live at Port Authority, where he has been much of the night. Stefan.
Well, Bill, it's been so bad inside there. There's been a steady stream of commuters heading for places like that next door to wait this thing out. The problem is they may be waiting for nothing because officials say this situation may not resolve itself at all tonight.
It's the end of the world. Don't panic.
That's kind of funny, but also, it's really not.
Everyone's in awe. It's going to be a long night.
The Port Authority tonight filled with the look of defeat, an endless sea of New Jersey commuters with nowhere to go.
They're not even giving us information.
It was so bad here tonight. The crowd cheered us when they saw our cameras, as if we could do anything to fix this. But that was in hour 2 of bus delays. By hour 4, no one was cheering.
They have a fear of stampeding upstairs, of overcrowding. So they're trying to control the crowds here, but it's obviously growing by the minute. They're telling people to find alternative methods, but if you look at an Uber, it's $300 to get home.
The second and third floors of Port Authority were closed tonight. Prime real estate was a spot on the floor against the wall. And here was a fun game. Let's try to find the back of this line. I lost that game, by the way. No idea where this thing started or ended.
It is unlikely that bus supplies will improve by tonight.
Unlikely bus supplies will improve by tonight. Use the rail, path, or ferries, the announcement says. Here's the line at New York Waterway Ferry at 39th and West Side, by the way, extending outside to the highway. Port Authority officials say the bus delays caused by stranded cars in New Jersey.
As soon as the buses can get through wherever that choke point is, they're going to be able to fly through Lincoln Tunnel, come through the ramp, and take you fine people home. I can't tell you when that will be.
4 hours on an hour-and-a-half normal commute. And we all knew to wear boots and umbrellas, so we knew what was going to happen. So I'm just really curious why New Jersey Transit can't seem to get it together.
Now, the sad thing is almost every New Jersey commuter we spoke to said they are just used to this by now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very, very crazy nightmare there. And let's take a look at your European market and see how your European market looks like for the start of your morning. And here's a look at the European market. Everything is in the green and is opening higher. So that is good. European markets open higher as sterling stables after Vertex drama. European stocks opened higher on Friday morning as investors closely monitored ongoing political turmoil in the UK. California wildfires have already claimed 66 lives, with another 631 still missing. As search crews found another body Wednesday in a house burned by a massive Southern California wildfires, officials fear many more deaths in the destructive blaze at both ends of the state that have now claimed 66 lives. The deadliest and most destructive of the two wildfires is the Camp Fire in Northern California, Butte County, which has killed at least 63 people. 7 more bodies were found Thursday, officials said. There were more than 631 people missing in Butte County fire zones on Thursday night, though officials were working to track them down. Butte County officials asked residents to go to the sheriff's website to check the missing persons list to make sure they are not on it. And that does it for my morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Enjoy your day, everyone. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye.